Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to take your logo and turn it into a wallpaper background for your YouTube channel. So what I've done here is I've taken my logo and I've turned it into a smaller black and white image. And then I'm going to take this image, hold down Shift and Option, and that will duplicate it out that way. Actually, I'm going to move it a little farther, so I'm going to do that again to about there. Hold down Option and Shift at the same time. Then I hold down Command, I press D a few times. That gives me a bunch of bees. Grab them all, move them down, again holding Option to duplicate, grab both rows, hold down Shift to move it down straight, and Option at the same time, and that will duplicate them this way. Now that looks like a pattern that I could use as a wallpaper, so I'm going to grab all of them, hold down Command and press C to copy. And now I'm going to go to Photoshop and do Command N for a new file. This is going to remember the dimensions of the clipboard, so it knows that I just copied all these bees and that this is the rough width and height of the image I'm about to paste, so that's okay. I'm going to press F once to make that full screen, and then Command V to paste as pixels, and then hit return to paste them. Let's zoom in a little so we can see what we're doing. So from here they look sharp, that's fine, that's about the size of that they're going to be in actual pixels as the background. Let's unlock our actual background. We don't want a white background in our channel, so let's take a color that makes sense. I'm going to use this because that makes sense for me for the bees, and I'm going to fill that background layer. Whoa, what just happened? Fill this layer. Option delete. There we go. Okay, so now let's take our B layer and make it change the blending mode to difference. And now let's apply a bevel and emboss of let's reverse the light source to make it look more like a wallpaper with dimples in it versus bees that are sticking out. We're not creating braille here, we're creating a wallpaper of bees, and that looks good, but the bees are too sharp, so if I stuck that on as a background it might ruin the text as you're laying the text over it. There's too much contrast. So take the opacity down to, let's say, I don't know, 50% is probably pretty good. And now I gotta flatten this, because if I crop this as it is, the effects are gonna follow along with it. So we need to go back to, let's undo this. Let's flatten this whole thing and flatten this whole thing. Flatten image. And now I can crop that safely without worrying about my effects following along. Now what I got to do is take this and make it smaller so I can use it on YouTube without making it unnecessarily large as a file size. So I'm going to cut these bees in half. And you want to make sure, if your logo's asymmetrical like mine is, that one of the complete logos is inside the area that you're cropping, and then each edge is on the corner so that it tiles properly. And now I take the cropping tool, I use my guides, and I press return to crop it properly. Now I hold down Shift, Option, Command S, and that will save for web. You can also do that by going up here and going save for web and devices. Now that's the tile that I'm going to be using in YouTube as my background wallpaper. It's going to tile forever, so I'm going to hit save, and that's going to put it on the desktop of my computer as whatever I save it in here, B, background, whatever. Save. Now let's go over to YouTube, and now we got to go to our channel, and from the channel, I've already done it, but how I did that was I went to themes and colors, advanced options, background image, and you upload your image and you make sure you have the repeat background box checked, and then you take your existing colors that they're using for links and for wrappers and things like that, and you change it to colors that are going to make sense with the background you just created. And then once you've done all that, you hit save changes, and your channel will look a lot more like something that you've done yourself, not like something that YouTube coughed out of a garbage can. If you like these videos, please like the button down here and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.